When we started, we were a group of 11 passionate design students, enthusiastic to leave our mark on this world for the greater. This bus shelter is our first step towards leaping into the design industry and rocketing us into future careers. All of us working countless hours to produce our first prospect, Transportal. This bus shelter is an asset in the community. It was with community in mind that we incorporated different ideas to form an area for all to enjoy, as a resting shelter unit and as a bus stop bay. We observed the current activities of bus users and noticed many facilities to correct for user desirability. One of our aims was to base most of our design around the users and the community's needs. A significant feature of our bus shelter was using a greater area. Despite the available seating, young travellers were observed standing around the shelter in various locations while waiting for their commute. Due to this activity, we made an effort to design beyond the shelter, a zone for bus users to enjoy. This zone provides additional seating and waiting area to accommodate to the user's needs for spacious comfort and tailored to the user's activities. In our Penrith location, we noticed a wide demographic with heavy foot traffic from students of the local schools, as well as the families and elderly shopping at the centre, with more demand pending from the larger complex under construction at present. The Cognito team spoke with passengers with disabilities and took into consideration the needs of this demographic area, providing ample seating room with singular flip seats that can be made into wheelchair and stroller locations, as well as tactile ground surface coverage on either side of the shelter as warning to the approaching shelter, as well as real-time audio updates as suggested by the vision impaired users. Teenagers are renowned for our dependence of Wi-Fi and connectivity. We surveyed students at the bus shelter, all of which had mobile devices that connected to Wi-Fi. Our hope is to collaborate with Telstra Air to provide a connection for teens to plug into and have Wi-Fi activity while waiting at bus shelters. We designed to keep the left side of the bus shelter free from visual obstructions for drivers' vision into the shelter, as well as passengers waiting for the next bus to arrive. The seats are made from a perforated steel to increase ventilation to the user, as well as an open left wall to allow more of the wind current ventilation. The shape of our structure is curled around to provide more shade from the daily sun, as our shelter is north facing and is in direct sunlight. This has influenced our design for our users' needs, people seeking shade and also shelter from the other elements such as wind and rain. For additional aesthetics, we created an asymmetric design, which is a stark contrast to the original foundation. We also incorporated glow-in-the-dark concrete for a surprise lighting effect at night, and design aesthetics to contrast the orange feature. The environment played a huge role in the development of our design, from visual aesthetics to climate control. With the wide wing arbour, there is increased shaded area for more shelter from the elements. We also have foliage scattered around the shelter for a calming environment, as well as tall native trees suited to the Penrith environment for shading and sound buffering from the surrounding shopping foot traffic. To support this system of plants, we have an irrigation system from collected rainwater stored in our feature wall. During site visits to our bus shelter, commuters commented on the need for night safety in the Penrith community. The Transportal has night security lighting and emergency contact buttons. We also observed that commuters needed water for themselves and their animals. Smart design factors have been implemented into our design. With current technology in a safe, risk-free position, we want to help our users be informed and appeal to their needs. We are incorporating visual and audio alert systems with real-time bus information for bus timetables and schedules. As we surveyed locals, the buses have delays and people often wait for a long duration of time between buses. With this in mind, we would like to have more technological approach, possibly developing an app or tracking bus locations for users to predict and plan their trips so they won't need to wait for so long. The audio updates are for those with vision impairments, and with our visual screens we can also display our effective information while providing space for our local community-based shops to advertise their businesses for additional revenue to the council for bus shelter maintenance. We also wanted this shelter to be self-sustainable in the fact that we are running solar panels to power the displays and other technology. The rugged end of the shelter acts as both functional and aesthetic. Facing the imposing blue mountains, the end of the shelter echoes these shapes in its organic form. From a functional perspective, this rugged shape houses a range of different functional features. The internal rainwater tank harvests water for the vertical gardens. The display technology is also housed inside of here, including the solar energized batteries. The sloping sides act as removable panels where artwork and advertising can be added. The edges are softened with additional greenery. Due to these panels being removable, it is easy for the council to maintain them. The climate has been addressed through the improved airflow and foam insulation roof, taken from refrigeration technology to reduce temperatures. Native deciduous trees and plants create a natural shade and protection from the elements. Commuters will be able to charge their mobile devices through USB ports. A new technology in pavement construction led to the inclusion of glow-in-the-dark concrete to gently illuminate the area at night for comfort and increased safety. Maintenance is kept to a low level with durable materials such as concrete and steel framework. Modwood is also used in place of timber for the slats, meaning no maintenance other than the occasional cleaning required. In Transportal, we hope to create a design that inspires the community, provides for the community, and provokes discussion to what a bus shelter could be.